What up, E? What up, E? What up, E?
Shalom, family. This story is titled, Why Don't We? "'Tis the season," is what you hear at this particular time of year. The music and lights are a great sight to a small kid like me. There's a man dressed in red. He looks overfed and not so healthy. A reindeer, a sled, getting gifts while in bed. I began to wonder, why don't we? Everyone's doing it. It's everywhere I see. Snowman, gingerbread man, decorations on a tree. Even at school, they talk about sitting on a knee, getting things that they want, and spending time with family. Now again, I begin to wonder, hmm, why don't we? So I go to my parents as they're sitting on the couch. Why don't we? Is all I could blurt out. They look at me and say, we knew you'd ask one day, so we'll try to put this in the simplest way. Hmm, why don't we? Is what you say. Well, honey, cuz it's not our Elohim's way. To us, it's just another day. While others celebrate, we stay out of the way. The things you see are merely idols, crafted by man and then shipped for miles. See, the Elohim we serve, he's of truth, righteousness, and love. We are his beloved. From him came all things. He is the true and living Almighty. He chose himself a people to be above, not below, nor equal, to praise, love, honor, and obey him, so we can make it into his kingdom. So these things, we forsake them. Why don't we, you ask? Well, because we are not like them. Shalom, family. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay encouraged. Blessings to you.
Want to give all praises to the great Elohim of Israel, and want to say shalom and blessings to all my brothers and sisters, my kinsmen according to the flesh, who are Israelites, to whom pertain the adoption, the glory, the covenants, the giving of the law, the service of Elohim, and the promises, whose are the fathers, and of whom is concerning the flesh our Mashiach came, who is overall Elohim blessed. Hope all is good and well. I want to say shalom and welcome to this fellowship. This is part 2, Messages of Hope to the Scattered from the Dead Sea Scrolls. If you missed part 1, I put the link in the chat. feel free to go and check that out. You'll be caught up to speed. But in any case, I want to give a shout out to Essential Growth for the opening track. I put the link for that channel in the comment section as well. For those who want to go and check that out, highly recommend it. Also, special shout out to Shibria, my love, for the children's story, the Christmas children's story. Want to thank her for that. Just a friendly reminder, y'all. We know what today was. You know, today is come and gone, but to all the beginners out there, people listening in who may not know, still trying to learn and understand, I pray that the Most High would continue to edify you on the truth about these days and help us to understand that being in reverence and honor of these days is being in reverence and honor of other gods, other Elohim. And this is one thing that we're learning and doing our best to come out of. So our praise to the Most High. Thank y'all for that. Got the brother Yash. What's going on, brother Yash? How did your day go, man?
Shalom, family out there. Yeah, the day was pretty just I don't know. It was a regular laid back day as always. I've been on this staying away from these days since I don't know, 30 something years, maybe 40, going on 40 years. So these ain't no big thing for me. I raised my every time this year. My kids, they got the lecture instead of the gifts. Sometimes they got the gifts with the lecture to let them know that these days are not the days that the Most High gave us, but these are pagan days, and so now it's just a routine. It's just an average day. I've been just spending all day just getting stuff ready for me to go out of town in the morning. So
Yeah.
that's how it was for me. Watch a little sports, do a little reading. Got to minister to a couple of people who gave me the Christmas call, and that opened up the door, for me to explain to them who we are and why we shouldn't, and where we are and what we are waiting for. So I give all praise to the Most High for that, and for us allowing us to be able to gather together today for another reading of in encouragement in His Word.
Amen. Amen. Yeah, I didn't get too many Merry Christmas texts or nothing like that. I don't really get too many of those anyway. But I had a chance to chop it up with a brother briefly yesterday on some things, and a brother that I'm acquainted with, and we chopped it up a little bit, and that was about it. But other than that, like you say, pretty normal, laid back day. You know what I mean? Nothing too spectacular. Let's see. I want to I don't want to do it like that. Hold on. Hold up. There we go. All right, we're gonna pick it up where we left off. I don't want to take up a whole lot of time tonight. Remember, this is dealing with the hope of our people. We've been kind of dealing with that for the past week or so. And our hope is in our salvation, in our deliverance. Our hope and our faith is in what's written. Excuse me. So we're dealing with the hope of our people, the hope of salvation and deliverance. And we left off with hymn number 7. This is where we're going to pick it up. We finished 6, and we're going to continue on with 7 and read all the way to 12 or so. It says, I thank thee, O Lord, for thou hast placed my soul in the bundle of the living, and has hedged me about against all the snares of the pit. Remember, one of the common things that we were talking about as well is understanding that it's by the grace of the Most High and by his will that we're able to even understand the truth. And so every good thing that we experience, whether it be grace, mercy, whether the Most High is preserving us from evil, it's all by his will, and it's all due to him marking the just in the time of goodwill so that they could take heed to the covenant. It says, hey, Brother Yash, if you hear something or if we come across something you want to address, just let me know.
Okay.
It says, violent men have sought after my life because I have clung to thy covenant. All right. Violent men have sought after my life because I have clung to thy covenant. For they, an assembly of deceit and an horde of Belial, know not that my stand is maintained by thee, and that in thy mercy thou wilt save my soul, since my steps proceed from thee. Remember, this goes back into what Job said about the devices of the crafty and how they lay traps for the poor, but the Most High is going to deliver the poor. And this is sort of reflecting that. It says, from thee it is that they assail my life, that thou mayest be glorified by the judgment of the wicked, and manifest thy might through me in the presence of the sons of men, for it is by thy mercy that I stand. So sometimes when we're being attacked, right, sometimes the Most High is allowing it. That's why I said, from thee it is that they assail my life. To assail something means to attack or to come at it violently. Excuse me. That's what it means to assail something. And so if you read the Testament of Levi, it says every evil spirit will be aimed at the sons of Jacob, particularly the sons of Levi and Judah. And they assail our brothers and our men. This is why people look at so-called black men and either we're in a down state, right, or either we're in a puffed up, arrogant state due to our belief of being able to obtain something. And all these things was prophesied to happen, right? But if we're taking heed to the Most High, he's saying that these enemies assail his life. And sometimes that's what we go through. But the Most High allows it that he may be glorified, because he's allowing this to happen for their destruction. Same principle with Esau and Jacob in the end times. He's allowing this kingdom to do what it's doing to us because it's building up a judgment. And it says, by thy judgment, by the judgment of the wicked, thou mayest be glorified by the judgment of the wicked. Because once they come after you and do what they do, that's going to prompt the Most High to bring judgment on them. And manifest thy might through me in the presence of the sons of men. For it is by thy mercy that I stand. And this goes back into, when he's saying he's going to raise us up from among the nations and how they're going to witness our salvation and that type of thing. You got any thoughts, Brother Yash?
Not yet. I'm really just starting to settle down. I've been listening all along, but I got stuff flying all around me. Yeah, well, I really just got settled. I'm just getting actually settled down after this reading. So read on.
Okay. I'll just read some more. It says, and I said, mighty men have pitched their camps against me and have encompassed me with all their weapons of war. They have let fly arrows. All right. He said, they have let fly arrows against which there is no cure. Right. Think about that. Think about the different types of warfare that we're under: chemical, biological, spiritual. And you look at the condition that it has us in, right? Things that we don't even know that are aimed against us because we don't even know what we're fully capable of. You know, think about all of that, all these experiments and things that they do spend all the money on, right? And it's all for a purpose. They have let fly arrows against which there is no cure. And the flame of their javelins is like a consuming fire among trees. Right? The clamor of their shouting is like the bellowing of many waters, like a storm of destruction, devouring a multitude of men as their waves rear up. Naught and vanity spout upwards to the stars. So this is all what their kingdom represents. Excuse me. Naught and vanity. They trust in their own power, in their own capability. They're destroying the earth, right? Saying the flame of their javelins is like a consuming fire among the trees. Look everywhere you go now, they tearing down the trees and burning them down so that they could build. You know, because that's the mindset of a particular individual in the Bible. Said he's going to build up. The Most High said he's going to throw down. But this is where we are. It say, but although my heart melt like water, my soul held fast to thy covenant. So in spite of what's going on, you know, we hold fast to the covenant. And the net which they spread for me has taken their own foot. They have themselves fallen into the snares which they laid for my life. But my foot remains upon level ground. Apart from their assembly, I will bless thy name. In other words, we're going to bless the Most High apart from them, away from them, not amongst them. The Most High is going to separate us from them so that we could bless his name. We could bless his name now, but this is indicating or signifying that a separation is taking place between us and them, because their whole intent is to take us down. They laying snares and traps, but it said the snares and traps that they laid for us, they laid for our life. They themselves fall by them same things. Just like the Most High said what happened. You got any thoughts, bro?
No, well, shoot, a lot, man. I was just thinking right even before you came on about how we are witnessing their kingdom falling. You know, we're witnessing. I'm seeing how I was just watching this thing on Africa. I'll be watching a lot of the developments and going ons in Africa now, and how the things that even these countries used to do against against Africa, they can't even do that now, except for they you know the same old leaders and politicians who trust in the pockets of the foreign nations. But other than that, you see all these other nations rising up against them. And it was times when like in the 60s and in the 50s and in the 50s, 60s and 70s when Africa was trying to rise up the nations, how they would assassinate those leaders and how they caused civil war and all kinds of consternations. I was watching this picture called Machine Gun Preacher, and he's a preacher over there in Sudan, and how there's a little kid told him that him and his brother was kidnapped by the rebels, and they killed his father, and they told him if he had to it gave him a gun and told him he had to kill his mother, and if he didn't kill his mother, they was going to kill him and his brother, and then they was going to kill his mother. So he killed her. He had to shoot his mother, and then they took him and his brother and made them into child soldiers. And knowing what I do now, with the things that was going on then, I could see all that's one of the arrows that they've been using against us. And I remember saying to my wife, I said, see, they took all these little children and they killed off all the adults. I said, but now Africa is the youngest continent in the entire world, and all these little children who they kidnapped and they made soldiers have grown up, and they are rising up against the nations of Europe and America, and there's nothing that they can do about it.
I've seen quite a few videos of them having their groups and them moving a lot of French and the different people in different places, moving them out, telling them they gotta go.
You gotta go, and they ain't even blinking an eye. See, and the reason why they leaving, because they know whom these leaders are. They know that these were children 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 years old that they had. These children were militarized their entire lives. These children had done unspeakable acts, but they grew up, and the Most High didn't let them be destroyed by the things what they had done, but he took all those circumstances and that went against them, and they turned them, and he used them and turned them against the hands of those that troubled them. So it's a wonderful thing that we are watching. We're watching the turnaround right in front of our eyes. We're watching everything turn around. If you only keep your eyes on what's going on in this country, you'll be discouraged, because it looks like we haven't got a prayer. But when you look and knowing that our people are scattered to the four corners of this earth, you look and you know that he has strategically, they scattered us for our destruction, but the Most High has strategically placed us in all these places so that when it's time for us to rise up, there'll be no escape. The enemy doesn't have us surrounded, we have them surrounded, and they don't even know it because we don't know. We're the Most High's sleeper cell. And when that word awake, O Zion, put on our strength, when Michael stands up, then we will see.
Hey, I guess that's why I say the net which they spread before me, they really laid it for themselves. They themselves fell in it, right?
They call themselves surrounding us and surrounded themselves and don't even know it, because one will chase 1,000 and two will put 10,000 to flight. What did Elisha say? He said, open up his eyes. He said, there's more with us than they are against them. And he's seen a multitude of angels surrounding them.
See, that's why I say things like that. We don't even know what we fully capable of and what we have access to, but they know more than we do who we are and what we have access to.
Mm-hmm.
Check this out. It says, I thank thee, O Lord, for thou hast fastened thine eyes upon me. Any of y'all ever felt like that? You ever felt like that, Brother Yash? Like the Most High fastened his eyes on you?
Yeah, I feel like that. Shoot, I felt like that all my life, but I feel like that more so now than anything. I feel like I can accomplish anything. I feel like anything I ask for, he's there. And I'm not one of those, it's not no sugar daddy in the sky asking for, but
Right.
it's for as far as being able to conquer my enemies and defeat them and walking in his goodness and walking in his favor and knowing that. And he always tells me this, just knowing it. It's like reminds me, you in my favor.
Yeah.
I ain't ask for it. I ain't deserve it. Don't deserve it, but thankful for it.
It's just something you needed to know. It's not anything you did, it was already something he determined for you. You just needed to know it. Say, I thank thee, O Lord, for thou hast fastened thine eye upon me. Thou hast saved me from the zeal of lying interpreters. All right. That's why he said, if you go back and look at part 1, he talked about how the Most High blessed him and favored him with a spirit of knowledge so that he could choose the things that's pleasing to the Most High and reject the things that the Most High hate. Right? It says, thou hast saved me from the zeal of lying interpreters and from the congregation of those who seek smooth things. All right. He saved us from that.
And that's all those and that right there in a nutshell, the church. All our lives we've been listening to these lying interpretations. Where in their congregations, telling us what smooth things. Get ready, get ready, get ready. Your blessing is on the way, and all sorts of other crazy stuff. All these vague prophecies.
The Lord gonna get rid of the man you got and send you another one. The Lord gonna get rid of the woman you got and send you another one. Now we know why Jezebel was teaching fornication in the church. He said, and from the congregation of those who seek smooth things, right? The Bible speaks about smooth things, right? Prophesying to us smooth things, right? Speak to us deceits. Our people be asking for it, bro. Our people be asking to be lied to.
I remember people used to call me up, Brother Al, give me a word from the Lord. It'd be like, I used to say, wait, hold up. You just think I just can't just come up with just pop out and start saying some things that the Lord has for you.
Yeah.
Study to show yourself approved. That's it.
Yeah.
No.
There you go. That's a word from the Lord. And that's written. You know what I'm saying? He said, thou hast redeemed the soul of the poor one, whom they planned to destroy by spilling his blood because he served thee. Who is the Most High servant? Israel. All over the Bible. Romans 9 tell you that one of the blessings given to Israel is the services of Elohim and the promises, right? So because the Most High's people desire to serve him, they desire to destroy the Most High's people, because in serving him, what does that mean? That means that we become the head of all nations only, above all nations. So they want to destroy you because they knew not that my steps were directed by thee. They made me an object of shame and derision in the mouth of all the seekers of falsehood, pushing all these narratives about us in the media, right? Things that are not even really the case. You know, a lot of it we represent. You know, a lot of it we make true, but that's because our people are hard headed. You know, and a lot of our people really haven't heard the truth like that, really haven't been engaged and heard the truth like that. But in any case, when it comes to those of us who are in the truth, this is what happens. They ridicule you. They make you an object of shame and derision. Right? It says, but thou, O my God, has secured the soul of the poor and the needy against one stronger than he. Thou hast redeemed my soul from the hand of the mighty. Thou hast not permitted their insults to dismay me, so that I forsook thy service for the fear of the wickedness of the ungodly, or bartered my steadfast heart for folly. Right? So we're not swayed or dismayed by things that people say about us. You know, we speak the truth and people say all types of things about you, you know. But the Most High said that in spite of all that, don't be insulted by that. Don't be dismayed. Don't let that cause you to forsake the service of the Most High. You know, because people telling you that it's not about that. It's about some new age belief. Or because somebody wants to twist what the Most High's word is saying for some faulty belief. He said, don't go for that. He said, thou hast not permitted their insults to dismay me, so that I forsook thy service for the fear of the wickedness of the ungodly, or bartered my steadfast heart for folly. See? All from the congregation of the wicked, from people who claim to believe in the Most High. But when you bring the truth, they tell you that you're in folly. They tell you that you're in falsehood and that, you know, you teaching false doctrines and things like that. Right? He said, they caused me to be like a ship in the deeps of the sea, and like a fortified city before the aggressor, and like a woman in travail with her firstborn child, upon whose belly pangs have come and grievous pains, filling with anguish her childbearing crucible. For the children have come to the throes of death, and she labors in her pains, who bears a man. For amid the throes of death, she shall bring forth a man-child, and amid the pains of hell, there shall spring forth her childbearing crucible, a marvelous mighty counselor, and a man shall be delivered from out of the throes. Who that sound like that might be talking about, Brother Yash?
Mashiach. As a matter of fact, I start to go back and read that over again. And say, well, hold up, yeah.
It says, for the children have come to the throes of death, and she labors in her pains, who bears a man. For amid the throes of death, she shall bring forth a man-child, and amid the pains of hell, there shall spring from her childbearing crucible a marvelous mighty counselor, and a man shall be delivered from out of the throes. When he is conceived, all wombs shall quicken, and the time of her delivery shall be in grievous pains. They shall be appalled who are with child, and when he is brought forth, every pain shall come upon the childbearing crucible. Hmm. I wonder what this means.
Yeah, that's how I was ready to look that up. Crucible.
You know, that terminology, anything not written in this original language don't have the same force.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, it says it says a situation of severe trial or in which different elements interact, leading to the creation of something new.
hmm,
And it's also a ceramic or metal container in which metals or other substances may be melted or subjected to very high temperatures. You know, like he put us in the melting pot. All
hmm.
these countries where we are, that's nothing more than a melting pot, especially over here in Babylon. You know what I mean? And there is where we go through the fire. But
Hmm.
says so we put it says a situation because we're in a situation, severe trial which we've been going through, of which different elements interact. That's all the nations that was gathered together against us in this country. But guess what? It said it leads to the creation of something new. You know, so out of all this hardship and all this turmoil and all this struggle that we've been going through, it's going to lead to the creation of the New Jerusalem.
Yeah, it does talks about birth pains
Mm-hmm.
in reference to us coming out and becoming a nation.
And not only that, it's something new because he says he's going to call us by a new name.
Yeah. Hmm. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Something to think about. I'm gonna underline this part and definitely come back to it. That's what it looked like to me. It says, and they, the conceivers of vanity, shall be prey to terrible anguish. The wombs of the pit shall be prey to all the works of horror. That sound like Enoch talking about, all those of vanity and wealth and riches and all that, what their end gonna be. Say the foundations of the wall shall rock like a ship upon the face of the waters. The heavens shall roar with a noise of roaring, and those who dwell in the dust, as well as those who sail in the seas, should be appalled by the roaring of the waters. All their wise men shall be like sailors on the deeps, for all their wisdom shall be swallowed up in the midst of the howling seas. As the abysses boil above the foundations of the waters, the towering waves and billows shall rage with the voice of their roaring. And as they rage, hell and Abaddon shall open, and all the flying arrows of the pit shall send out their voice to the abyss. This sounds like a lot of revelations, a lot of things in Revelations. And the gates of hell shall open on all the works of vanity, and the doors of the pit shall close on the conceivers of wickedness, and an everlasting bars shall be bolted on all the spirits of naught. Now, I don't know if this is talking about this can't be talking about the time of the great throne judgment. This could be talking about the time of Mashiach establishing his reign, his millennial reign, because during that time it talks about all of the demons, the spirits in the pits, particularly Satan, gonna be bound during that time to not deceive the nations anymore. That's just what this sounds like. What you think, Brother Yash?
You know what I want to? I was thinking about doing I got to do a study on this, But yeah, cause it's all I know is it's gonna be kind of when this situation open, he's gonna unleash all sorts of craziness on this earth,
Yeah.
and it's gonna be a lot of deaths and all that. So I said I want to go over it. I'm gonna take some books with me tomorrow when I go and really mull over this thing and read Isaiah 13 and 14 and some chapters like that and see and see what the Most High give me. But I know because that's what he tells us. It's gonna be so bad. He tells us to go and hide ourselves for a little while until the indignation be overpassed.
Mm-hmm.
So something gonna happen. And don't Enoch say that they're gonna come back too and
Yeah.
and attack their ancestor, their peoples?
Yeah.
So
But in Enoch's record, he says concerning the righteous and the elect, saying that you will not have to be hidden in those days.
nah, cause some of us gonna be fighting along.
Yeah. And out of the way too. So
And out of the way. Exactly. So it's gonna be, it's gonna be an interesting time, yet I still cannot wait. He said this time's gonna be so bad. He said men's hearts failing them for fear and looking after those things which shall come upon the earth. So this time people gonna be just looking out, having heart attacks, stepping out the door, talking about hear that Elizabeth coming to join you. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be nuts.
Seeing things in the sky, seeing things manifest in front of them they ain't never seen.
But just like it was in the days of Egypt, when the trials and the plagues came upon them, it did not come on us.
Right.
So, and that's going to be another thing to let them know this is y'all the Most High's people.
Yep. All this is like you say, and that's what I think is ultimately leading to, because the Most High is saying that during that time the nation's gonna confess that we the people. So all this is leading up to revealing who we are. The nations have to acknowledge who we are in order for us to be recognized as a nation. Not saying it's predicated on that, but the Most High is setting it up that way. If the nations can acknowledge who we are, then that means they know their position in the earth now, and they know ours.
Yeah, like did you see that video where they had them European leaders going to the leaders in Africa bowing on their knees, repenting?
I didn't see that.
They came bending on their knees, repenting for their sins and the sins of their fathers. Now they ain't come with no reparations,
right? And
they ain't come over here. But I thought it was still interesting that they was over there. It was lots of them too. Bowed down to them, crying and begging for mercy. We're crying for their sins, confessing their sins and the sins of their fathers. It was kind of
they need them resources too.
Yeah,
if you're talking about European leaders,
that was lip service.
They need them resources.
They come crouching and bending.
Yeah.
Never trust them.
Why would they go there? What I mean?
Right. They know where they need to really be. Because they would go there because the U.S. say, don't you dare come over here and tell them niggas that. They already talking stuff. That's the last thing we need. Besides, our leaders is sucked up. They come over there, our leaders will go bending and then down under them, talking about we're sorry for the sins of our fathers. That we allowed y'all, we made y'all have to fight in the Civil War, some kind of BS like that. These coons we got.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're a different kind of coon.
Yeah, I say, man, when you in need and you desperate, yeah, you'll do that.
Yeah, you're not. Yeah, you know what I said? I said, nah. See, they realize it, and they saying, to hell with it. Let all our children die. Let all our people die. Our subjects die, and we'll come and we'll serve y'all. That's what they saying. We ain't gonna tell the people about this. We ain't gonna go as far as letting y'all know who all y'all really are. We're gonna come with this half-hearted prayer. We begging for our mercy so that we can live, and you can kill all the people. The Most High can kill all the people.
Or let us get in good enough to solidify ourselves in a way.
It was wild though.
Where we
Yeah, they
can
were crying
overthrow.
hard.
No, I gotta see that, man.
Yeah,
I ain't
they were
seen that.
boo-hooing.
That would be something to see.
As a matter of fact, yeah, I was sending it to you, but the thing kept acting funny. I thought I sent it earlier. I guess I didn't.
What, through email or messenger?
No, I was going to email you it. I could have messengered it. Yeah, as a matter of fact, I'm going to send it to your messenger right now. Right on
Yes.
that part while you do that.
Yeah, I'm gonna finish this. We're gonna check some of that out.
Mm-hmm.
Check this out. All this is once again dealing with the hope of our people, not only to come, but even in our day-to-day situations. The Most High provides us with protection. He protects us from all forms of falsehood, by giving you and favoring you with a spirit of knowledge so you can recognize what's true and what's not. You can recognize what's true and what's not. You have a inward witness, an ability to discern the things that's true. That's why the Holy Spirit said he will lead you and guide you into all the truth. He says, I thank thee, O Lord, for thou hast redeemed my soul from the pit and from the hell of Abaddon. Thou hast raised me up to everlasting height. Because some of us, this is where we were, and some of us are still here. But the Most High say he redeemed us from those things. He said, I walk on limitless level ground, and I know there is hope for him whom thou hast shaped from dust for the everlasting counsel. Thou hast cleansed a perverse spirit of great sin, that it may stand with the host of the holy ones, and that it may enter into community with the congregation of the sons of heaven. This is sort of prophetic in a way, because this is what the Most High is doing now, and this is what he's going to do. That's why I keep reiterating how the Most High say he's going to cleanse our people. Thou hast cleansed a perverse spirit of great sin, that it may stand with the host of the holy ones. All right. In order for us to stand with the Most High, we have to be cleansed from all of our perverseness. All right. Perverseness, something is perverted, right? That's not necessarily always denoting something sexual or kinky in a way. Perversion is just something that's simply not operating in the right fashion or the right order. It's perverted, right? It's going in the opposite direction, or not going in the way that it should. Right? And that can be in anything, and that's the spirit. It's a spirit of perversion. And the Most High cleanse us so that thou hast cleansed a perverse spirit of great sin, that it may stand with the host of the holy ones, and that it may enter into community with the congregation of the sons of heaven. So that's required in order for us to be a part of the family of the Most High. It says, thou hast allotted to man an everlasting destiny amidst the spirits of knowledge. that he may praise thy name in a common rejoicing and recount thy marvels before all thy works. Everlasting destiny amidst the spirit of knowledge. So not only do we have the spirit of knowledge that he favored us with, but we have an everlasting destiny. We are destined to dwell with the Most High and to have everlasting salvation, world without end, that he may praise thy name in a common rejoicing and recount thy marvels before all thy works. And yet I, a creature of clay, what am I? Kneaded with water. What is my worth and my might? For I have stood in the realm of wickedness, and my lot was with the damned. The soul of the poor one was carried away in the midst of great tribulation. Right? It says, for I have stood in the realm of wickedness, and my lot is with the damned. Right? The soul of the poor one was carried away in the midst of great tribulation. Because we talked before about great tribulation, right? And people were saying that we're getting ready to go through a great tribulation. But the scriptures confirm that that's pretty much what we've been going through. From the time that the Most High scattered us up to this point, we've been going through great tribulation. The soul of the poor one was carried away in the midst of great tribulation. When were we carried away in the midst of great tribulation, Brother Yash?
Doing the 1619. 1619 and shoot, all during that time. That's when we was carried away on them ships.
Yeah, so we're not looking to be carried away into great tribulation now.
We looking to be born on the wings of eagle. We looking to be carried out. This we ought to, but he should be saved out of it. We looking at tribulation and anguish upon all the unbelievers. That's what we looking at.
Talk about it. That's that hope that it keep talking about. The hope that we can't see, right?
Mm-hmm.
It says, miseries of torment dog my steps, while all the snares of the pit were opened, and the lures of wickedness were set up, and the nets of the damned were spread on the waters. Right? Look at all these things they set up for us. Miseries of torment dog my steps, while all the snares of the pit were open, and the lures of wickedness were set up, and the nets of the damned were spread on the waters. What trap have they not set for us? And what means have they not tried to destroy us by? You know, the only thing left for them to do is to just go all out and just make it plain. That's the only thing left for them to do. Right? It says, while all the arrows of the pit flew out without cease, and striking left no hope. Right? What do you hear a lot of our people saying about our people now? Ain't no hope for our people. All hope is lost. Right? You got many of our own people attributing what you see, this subculture that they call Black culture, right? It's really a subculture, right? But people calling it Black culture, not realizing that this culture was given to us by the very people who are oppressing us. All right? But they call it Black culture because we don't know our own culture. We reject it. But look at what it has left us. It said left no hope, right? This so-called black culture, all these things that they have aimed at us left us no hope as a people. To the point where our people are yielding to everything that the enemy wants us to do because they don't believe in the hope that we really have. Nobody believes in the Most High's word about our deliverance. And without that, you don't have any hope. Without that, you fall into the hands of the enemy, into whatever their will is for your life, which is no hope. Right? We've been reading about everything they want to do, how they want to bring us to an end and destroy us, how they set pits for us and traps and snares. But the Most High say they gonna fall into them pits, traps, and snares. What do you think the end result of those pits, traps, and snares are? Whatever it is what they have meant for us. It says, while the rope beat down in judgment, and a destiny of wrath fell upon the abandoned, and a venting of fury upon the cunning. It was a time of wrath of all Belial, and the bonds of death tightened without an escape. All right. It was a time of the wrath of Belial, and the bonds of death tightened without an escape. Now, when we read about who is that in Revelations, where it talk about the beast, how he gonna make war with the saints and overcome them. Well, that's talking about the two witnesses. He gonna overcome them, right? But then it talks about the beast in Revelations 13, how he's given a time to make war with the saints and overcome and to wear out the saints, right?
Yeah, in the book of Daniel, yep.
It says the torrents of Belial shall reach to all sides of the world, and in all their channels a consuming fire shall destroy every green tree, green and barren on their banks. Unto the end of their courses it shall scourge with flames of fire, and shall consume the foundations of the earth and the expanse of dry land. The bases of the mountains shall blaze, and the roots of the rocks shall turn to torrents of pitch. It shall devour as far as the great abyss. Yeah, we read this. I think we read this part in part 1 where it mentioned that. All right, and this is in other places when it references this, it's referencing the time when all flesh is going to be destroyed pretty much, and all the elements going to be consumed with fire, and then shall appear the throne or the seat of judgment. All right. It says, the torrents of Belial shall break into Abaddon, and the deeps of the abyss shall groan amid the roar of heaving mud. It says, the deeps of the abyss shall groan amid the roar of heaving mud. So I guess this is, imagine the sound of the earth shifting and things like that. What would that sound like? You know?
Probably like thunder. I don't know. It sound crazy.
Sound treacherous. It say the land shall cry out because of the calamity falling upon the world, and all its deeps shall howl, and all those upon it shall rave and shall perish amid the great misfortune. For God shall sound his mighty voice, and his holy abode shall thunder with the truth of his glory. The heavenly host shall cry out, and the world's foundations shall stagger and sway. The world's foundations shall stagger and sway. Say, what's holding up the earth, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're going to feel all that. It say the war of the heavenly warriors shall scourge the earth, and it shall not end before the appointed destruction, which shall be forever and without compare. It's talking about the war in the heavens. I was looking at this documentary, and it's a lot of documentaries coming out now that's revealing that we're not as advanced in this day and time as we think we are.
Right.
And they were talking about, I believe it's in India somewhere, the evidence of a nuclear war or a heavenly war or something that took place. You seen that?
Yeah, I seen that. I think maybe last year sometime.
Yeah.
On, I think, Ancient Aliens or something like that, or one of them shows I was watching. But yeah.
Yeah, my wife really into them documentaries. And she got me looking at this one now. It kind of caught my attention because she was showing me how, a lot of this modern day Christianity and everything is tied to ancient serpent worship.
Yeah.
You know? And so I was like, wow, you know. But yeah, the war in the heavens. It says it's going to scourge the earth. Right. It says, I thank thee, O Lord, for thou art as a fortified wall to me, and as an iron bar against all destroyers. Thou hast set my feet upon rock, that I may walk in the way of eternity, and in the paths which thou hast chosen. If you ever need a prayer or something to thank the Most High for, this is it, right? This is a good one. So put that in your repertoire. If you just want to thank the Most High and you don't have the words to say, remember the Spirit give utterance, you know, and we going before Majesty, so we shouldn't have many words, you know, because the Most High is examining our heart. So the most we should be saying is asking for forgiveness, if anything, because the Most High already know what we need and what we coming to him for. But this is a good one, right? You come to the Most High with your petition boldly, you know, for thou art a fortified wall to me, and as an iron bar against all destroyers, and has set my feet upon rock, that I may walk in the way of eternity, right? Who talked about establishing the house on the rock? He say, the one who listens to my words, who heed my words and do them, is like one who built his house on a rock, right? That I may walk in the way of eternity and in the paths which thou hast chosen, because his ways are solid. It says, you got any thoughts on that, Brother Yash?
Nah, man. I was just blown away when I was reading. I was just reading about that the one right before that one. His soldiers.
Okay.
I just got a glimpse of how it's going to be. It's going to be crazy. You know, I looked at that and I was like, wow, it's going to be nuts.
Yeah. Yeah, I see that in the DM you sent. We're going to check that out here shortly. It says, I thank thee, O Lord, for thou hast illumined my face by thy covenant. I seek thee, and sure as dawn, thou appearest as perfect light to me. Teachers of lies have smoothed thy people with words, and false prophets have led them astray. They perish without understanding, for their works are in folly. For I am despised by them, and they have no esteem for me, that thou mayest manifest thy might through me. They have banished me from my land like a bird from his nest. All my friends and brethren are driven far from me, and hold me for a broken vessel. Now check that out. Don't that describe us as a people? Right. Once the Most High scattered us, that put us in the hands of false teachers and shepherds, teachers of lies. That's why when you read Isaiah 28 and I think it's Ezekiel 34, talk about the pastors, how they didn't feed the sheep, how they didn't feed the flock, but they fed themselves. They perish without understanding, for their works are in folly. For I am despised by them, right? Who despises us the most? Evangelicals, Christians, right? Try to show them the truth, they despise you. And they have no esteem for me, that thou mayest manifest thy might through me. See, they don't even look at you as somebody that the Most High will manifest himself through. Right? They have banished me from my land like a bird from his nest. All my friends and brethren are driven far from me and hold me for a broken vessel. They have banished me from my land. Right? Who took us from our land and then took our word and said they are included in it now. Right? Now we scattered amongst our enemies, and we don't even have any respect or regard for one another. All my friends and brethren are driven far from me and hold me for a broken vessel. We don't even respect each other. All right, we don't even respect the fact that, okay, well, never mind. It is what it is. No respect, no regard. They hold you for a broken vessel. Quick to tell each other, you're going to get cut off for this or you're going to get cut off for that, because it ain't no real love in that. Ain't no real love in that. We don't know how to love each other. And they, teachers of lies and seers of falsehood, have schemed against me a devilish scheme, to exchange the law engraved in my heart by thee for the smooth sayings which they speak to thy people. And they withhold from the thirsty the drink of knowledge, and assuage their thirst with vinegar, that they may gaze on their strain, on their folly concerning their feast days, on their fall into their snares. Right? Ain't today one of their feast days? Right? Smooth sayings. Oh, it's for the family. This is just a time to come together or to minister. But you up there eating a whole plate and
all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, you just want to eat. Right.
All kinds of stuff. I used to just shoot. I just had to take it on the chin. My family had to understand. My sister texted me
Yeah.
this morning. First thing this morning, she texted me by humbug.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And she's the only one who texted me. It was beautiful. I laughed. Because
That's,
they used to text me, and I used to always text them back to buy humbug.
oh, wow. Did you see that new Christmas movie?
No.
It's like a movie where a dude going around killing. It's like they had,
Oh,
they had a Thanksgiving movie and a Christmas movie where a bunch of killing going on. It's like, man, they starting to come out with the true nature of
yeah.
these holidays.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the true nature, the true meaning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It say, and they withhold from the thirsty the drink of knowledge and
Yeah.
assuage their thirst with vinegar,
Mm.
that they may gaze on their strain. You know, sometimes
Wow.
even when people know that you don't deal with certain things, they still try to inch it in there on you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, oh, I know y'all don't celebrate, but you know, I got the kids something, or you know, I just want to say still, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, damn, didn't I tell y'all that ain't what I'm dealing with? And you still come around here with that after knowing, you know. It's like, forget what you know, forget the knowledge, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna give you this folly.
Mm-hmm.
And you just gotta sit there and deal with it, you know. But thou, O God, does despise all Belial's designs. It is thy purpose that shall be done, and the design of thy heart that shall be established forever. So regardless what the enemy's designs are, whatever the most high purpose is, what's going to stand. That's what's going to come through. As for them, they dissemble, they plan devilish schemes. They seek thee with a double heart and are not confirmed in thy truth. A root bearing poisoned and bitter fruit, as is in their designs. And that's where they come trying to be a part of your covenants and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Been lying to you, not telling you who you are, but when you find out who you are, oh, it don't matter.
Mm-hmm.
They walk in stubbornness of heart. They seek thee among idols, and they set before themselves the stumbling block of their sin. They come to inquire of thee from the mouth of lying prophets, deceived by error, who speak with strange lips to thy people. I'm gonna read that again. They come to inquire of thee from the mouth of lying prophets, deceived by error, who speak with strange lips to thy people, and an alien tongue. Once again, we talked about that strange language, right?
Mm-hmm.
That they may cunningly turn all their works into folly. All right. Lying prophets deceived by error, because he set spirits of error over them. Now we captive to them, and we listening to them and receiving the truth from lying prophets. It's like somebody take something that belonged to you, but then they filter it back down to you. Right. So we getting our truth filtered down to us through the mouth of lying prophets. People who want to include themselves over you in what belongs to you. And they have strange lips and alien tongues. For they hearken not to thy voice, nor do they give ear to thy word. Right. But they believe, right? Of the vision of knowledge, they say, it is unsure. right? Look at that, brother Yash. Of the vision of knowledge, they say it is unsure, right? When we say, oh, this is the 400, this is the fulfillment of the 400-year prophecy, what they say, oh, we don't know about that. That we're not certain about that. You know, that happened in Egypt already, right?
Mm-hmm.
Of the vision of knowledge, they are unsure. Who did the true people look like? You know, who did Mashiach, who Jesus look like? What color was? Oh, we're not certain about that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it ain't about color. I told a person today, they said they gonna say it ain't about color. I said, yes, it is about color.
Hmm.
They that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. Get it right.
Right. You gotta include the truth and the whole truth. But when you try to establish that, oh, it's unsure. It's either unsure or it's not important. But they can tell you about a Tyrannosaurus Rex that lived 50 million years ago. They can tell you how tall he was, what his skin color was, how fast he ran, what he ate,
Mm-hmm.
what his mama looked like, what he did in his free time, what his favorite meal. They can tell you all that. They can tell you his birthday, all that.
Mm-hmm.
He was born 30 million years ago on this day. But they can't tell you what a man looked like that the whole world said they believed on. Right? He said, and of the way of thy heart, this is what they said, of the way of thy heart, it is not the way. What's the way of the Most High's heart? His covenant. Well, that ain't the way. That's done away with. Right?
Mm-hmm.
But thou, O God, wilt reply to them, chastising them in thy might because of their idols and because of the multitude of their sins, that they who have turned aside from thy covenant may be caught in their own designs. Thou wilt destroy in judgment all men of lies,
Mm-hmm.
and there should be no more seers of error.
Mm-hmm.
For in thy works is no folly, no guile in the design of thy heart. But those who please thee shall stand before thee forever. Those who walk in the way of thy heart shall be established forevermore. Right? Pretty self-explanatory. The judgment. Thou wilt destroy in judgment all men of lies. Clinging to thee, I will stand. I will rise against those who despise me, and my hand shall be turned against those who deride me. Right. So sometimes we got to stand up for the truth
Mm-hmm.
and rise up. Right. It says, for they have no esteem for me, that thou mayest manifest thy might through me. Right? They don't care about you. They don't look at you as somebody who the Most High will show himself through. Right? Thou hast revealed thyself to me in thy power as perfect light, and thou hast not covered my face with shame. All those who are gathered in thy covenant inquire of me, and they hearken to me who walk in the way of thy heart, who array themselves for thee in the council of the holy. Thou wilt cause their law to endure forever, and truth to go forward unhindered. And thou wilt not allow them to be led astray by the hand of the damned when they plot against them, but will put the fear of them into thy people, and will make them a hammer to all the peoples of the lands, that at the judgment they may cut off all those who transgress thy word, right? Like you say, it's what they're afraid of. They're afraid of us being the battle axe, you know. But like you say, the Most High got what's called sleeper cells, right? And it's for the purpose.
Word.
He say that I will put fear, that will put the fear of them into thy people and will make of them a hammer, right? Or a battle axe to all the peoples of the nations, that at the judgment they may be cut off, all those who transgress thy word. Through me thou hast illumined the face of the congregation and hast shown thine infinite power. For thou hast given me knowledge through thy marvelous mysteries, and hast shown thyself mighty within the midst of thy marvelous counsel. Thou hast done wonders before the congregation for the sake of thy glory, that they may make known thy mighty deeds to all the living. But what is flesh to be worthy of this? What is a creature of clay for such great marvels to be done? Whereas he is in iniquity from the womb, and in guilty unfaithfulness until his old age. Righteousness, I know, is not of man, nor is perfection of the way of the Son of Man. To the Most High God belongs all righteous deeds. The way of man is not established except by the Spirit which God created for him to make perfect a way for the children of men, that all his creatures may know the might of his power and the abundance of his mercies towards all the sons of his grace. As for me, shaking and trembling seize me, and all my bones are broken. My heart dissolves like wax before fire, and my knees are like water pouring down a steep place. For I remember my sins and the unfaithfulness of my fathers. Right? This is also a key. I want to highlight this too. And what he's doing is just really, this is just expressing a heart of humility before the Most High, and not looking at the fact that because we know things and we have knowledge, that we are any greater than what we are. Say, for I remember my sins and the unfaithfulness of my fathers, when the wicked rose against thy covenant and the damned against thy word. I said in my sinfulness, I am forsaken by thy covenant. But calling to mind the might of thy hand and the greatness of thy compassion, I rose and stood, and my spirit was established in the face of the scourge. I lean on thy grace and on the multitude of thy mercies, for thou wilt pardon iniquity, and through thy righteousness thou wilt purify man of his sin. Not for his sake wilt thou do it, but for the sake of thy glory. For thou hast created the just and the wicked. Say, I lean on thy grace and on the multitude of thy mercies, right? For thou wilt pardon iniquity. That's why, once again, I like to reiterate on this, because this is the state or the condition that we're coming out of once he brings us out. So we're going to have to be cleansed. We're going to have to be pardoned, because our deliverance out of here also resembles what happened in the days of Noah. So it's going to be a time of destruction. So we're going to have to be cleansed and forgiven of our sins in order to be pardoned during that time. And we're going to have to also be set aside. I lean on thy grace and on the multitude of thy mercies, for thou wilt pardon iniquity, and through thy righteousness thou wilt purify man of his sin. Not for his sake wilt thou do it, but for the sake of thy glory. So he's doing this for his name's sake and for his glory's sake, so that we could glorify him. Excuse me. For thou hast created the just and the wicked. Remember what it said. He created the just for the time of goodwill, to take heed to the covenant. He created the wicked for the time of judgment, right? And he vowed the just and the wicked from the womb for their designation. What's on your mind, Brother Yash?
Nothing, man. I was thinking about that, man. Leaning on His grace. While others are leaning on their own understanding.
Yeah. That's one thing I advocate for. It's not like say His grace, His mercy endure forever, right? I mean, it's always there, you know what I mean? But I guess trying to understand it for the times that we're in, you know what I mean, is important too. Because it'll help us not put such a burden on ourselves, or not put us in a situation that we feel like we have to deal with just to fulfill something or to try to do something that we have grace through Mashiach. But anything else, bro? That's the message of hope from the Dead Sea Scrolls, from the hymns and poems section, hymns 1 through 12. And like I said, these are things that inspire me and encourage me, and I hope it do the same for you.
Mm-hmm. Because that's pretty much all we can do. That's pretty much all we can do. Is lean on His grace.
Yeah.
That's all we can do, because if you're leaning on anything else, you're leaning on the law. That's not going to help. Yeah, we got to keep the law. Yeah, we indebted to keep the law. But at the same time, how can we sing the songs of Zion while we're in a strange land? They did so much to move the calendar around that we don't know who is right. Everybody's thinking that they're right. And so you can't tell me that He's going to pardon you when you was wrong because you tried to do right. When you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When we know that you can't do right. So at the same time, it's like, I don't even know how to explain it. But if we're all over the place, He's got to get us right. And that's why we lean and hope, so that when He does get us in that place, we'll finally all get to be on the same page. But
yeah,
this one was really a powerful that was a powerful Psalms. These few chapters really powerful. A lot of our history was in there, our past, our present, and our future. It was just all combined up in these couple of chapters.
Yeah.
A whole lot was in there. 3 chapters, a whole lot in there.
Yep. I encourage it, man.
Mm-hmm.
I stand on it. I encourage it. And no, it is not a means of replacing or trumping what we know as scripture. it's simply a means of bringing us further understanding, further light.
Yeah, actually I use these. See, these outside texts, people think you're using them to replace them. I say we're using them not to enhance them. It
Yeah.
enhances them, and it also brings about even a greater understanding than what we have.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, rather than walking and guessing, it's just another witness to what was written.
Right.
These are the things that they have even as explaining in these chapters. They took their time to hide these things from us.
Mm.
They didn't want us to know any of this. They did their level-headed best to keep these things away from us.
Yeah.
You know?
Excommunicate them and make them as if they're, these are Gnostic books or whatever they want to
Mhm.
call them. And it's like, come on, man.
So like this scripture just said, so that they can look at you and watch you stumble and fall.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why they did it, because they knew that it'd be harder to come to the full understanding of what we're seeking after. They did all these things just so that they can look at you,
And examine you. Yep.
examine you.
Right. Say, check this out. You said you had something for me. Fair use. Let's see. I want to see some Edomites beg. I ain't never seen that before. Fair use. Let's see some begging Edomites.
And teaching purposes. All right, so are you going to let the greedy heating companies and their crazy high price?
Esau.
You say what?
Now I was laughing at Esau. He throwing his commercial real quick.
Yeah. Man, come on, man. Nobody want to buy that. Hey, you in the middle of a presentation. YouTube so rude. Fair use.
Family, here we go.
Your Excellencies, honorable dignitaries, and all people of Africa.
Vos Excellences, honorables et dignitaires et tous les peuples africains,
We, as the nation of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland,
nous, en tant que nation du Royaume-Uni de la Grande-Bretagne,
Not Great Britain.
Yeah.
confess and repent of the sins we have committed against Africa and Africans from many nations.
du pays de Galles et de l'Irlande du Nord, confessons et nous repentons des péchés que nous avons commis contre l'Afrique,
And against the living God, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit.
au nom du Père, du Fils et du Saint-Esprit.
We repent with a deep sense of guilt and shame of the following.
Nous nous repentons avec un sens profond de culpabilité et de honte devant le point suivant.
Rydyn ni fel Cenedl y Cymru yn y Frenhiniaeth Unedig yn cyffesu ac yn edifarhau o'n pechodau yn erbyn Affrica a'i phobl mewn llawer gwlad ac yn erbyn y Duw byw, y Tad, y Mab a'r Ysbryd Glân. Rydyn ni'n edifarhau gydag ymwybodaeth ddwfn o neuogrwydd yn cywilydd am y canlynol.
La compétition entre nous Européens pour la domination impériale dans le monde qui a contribué au pillage de l'Afrique.
Competition with our fellow European nations for imperial domination in the world that contributed to the scramble for Africa.
La compétition entre nous Européens pour la domination impériale dans le monde qui a contribué au pillage de l'Afrique.
The imposition of the empire spirit upon Africa, robbing Africans of their identity and destiny through an ideology of superiority.
L'imposition de l'esprit de domination sur l'Afrique, dérobant les Africains de leur destinée et de leur identité au travers d'une idéologie de supériorité, ceci a été imposé à tous les niveaux de la société.
God bless Africa.
Que Dieu bénisse l'Afrique.
My name is Chris McCrossan.
Je m'appelle Christophe Macrosson.
From Scotland, United Kingdom.
Je suis du pays d'Écosse au Royaume-Uni.
I am a Roman Catholic.
Je suis catholique.
And I'm here to confess the sins of Catholic against Africa.
Je suis de l'Église catholique romaine et je suis ici pour confesser les péchés des catholiques contre l'Afrique.
As a Roman Catholic,
en tant que catholique,
I identify with the sins of my forefathers as sons and daughters.
Hey, was this recent?
I heard 3 years ago.
3 years ago.
So I put in Proverbs 12:9, a lip of truth shall be established forever, but a lying tongue is but for a moment.
For a moment.
That was just some lip service.
Yeah. I mean, if this is 3 years ago, you look at what's going on now.
He was alive then.
They must have been short on some rubber or some iron.
Yeah. Nah, that was at the end of 2020, and they already announced, or that was in 2020. They already announced our 400 years, and so they want to go ahead and get a jump on it real quick. They was afraid. I look at this, and all this tells me, see, they know.
That was I didn't like that cry. He wasn't red enough. He wasn't red enough. That
service.
Yeah. How many public apologies we gonna get anyway?
Man, come on, man. They said I'm gonna kick somebody in their face.
Great Britain, the mother of America. Y'all over there apologizing to them and still gonna backdoor them. Like, come on, man.
That's all that was about.
Come on, man.
They coming up with these fake apologies. Who you faking?
How many I'm sorry's we gonna let slip?
I ain't see the queen on her old scabby knees.
Well, I guess she said over her dead body. Man, this is crazy. Check this out. Fair use.
Of the church.
Je m'identifie avec les péchés de mes ancêtres comme leurs fils et filles d'église.
In particular, our sins of omission against the Congolese people, against you, the people of Africa.
Et en particulier, nos péchés des omissions contre le peuple d'Afrique à cause de leur échec.
For our failures.
À cause de notre échec.
We failed to uphold the gospel message to defend the weak and oppressed.
Nous avons négligé.
He said they failed to defend the gospel message, to defend the weak and the oppressed. Right? That wasn't y'all message. They was actually fulfilling what the Most High said they was fulfilling. Esau's blessing was the sword.
With the sword.
Now they sorry. But it's only for a moment. Right. Sorry don't fix everything. I learned that early. Fair use.
Négligé de maintenir l'évangile.
We failed to defend your worth as children of God.
Nous avons failli dans la défense des faibles et des opprimés.
We failed you by not raising our voice to speak out against the many atrocities that you suffered.
Nous avons négligé de défendre votre valeur en tant qu'enfant de Dieu parce que nous n'avons rien fait.
I said fake, though he saw it. Couldn't find no place of repentance, though he saw it carefully with tears.
Carefully with tears.
Mm-hmm. Got an onion in his pocket.
Yeah. And they faking.
Straight up.
Like Esau understood what it was. They know they finna go right back to doing what they do.
It seemed like he crying and reaching for a piece of paper to read the same thing. Get out of here.
You know they finna go right back to being doing that gangsters.
Was it good enough? Looking like Kyle Rittenhouse. Judge.
Man. Then he try to sell a book. Well, somebody to kick you in the crack of your butt. You know what? Hit you with a brick.
Pour dénoncer les multiples atrocités, les méfaits dont vous avez souffert.
They said they denounced the atrocities. Come on, you fake. Yeah, he ain't read enough. Gonna go scratch his eye. Get out of here, fake. That's right. That's a good commercial. Fake and praying while we digging a hole for you.
You say he ain't turned red enough?
Fake. We don't want to hear it. Where's the caravans of gold? Where's this? Where's that? Where's the going to get our people?
I'm like you, you know. You know, that was 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay.
That's why Sirach said, though he come crouching and bending, do not believe him.
Yeah.
Because he's nothing more than a rusted nail.
Man. I had never seen that. I'm surprised. I had never seen that.
Yeah, neither did I. Most High didn't even let us see that.
But man, we definitely have a hope. And when you see stuff like that, it's definitely an indication, because you can only cry wolf so long, you know. And that's what's happening, man. They stepping out there, and the thing that's saving them is, like I said, they depend on their own might. They depending on it, believing in their own might, their military power, their financial power, their ability to just go in and just, you know, extort these nations, because these nations are not as powerful, not as strong. That's why the Most High saying he set a wall and shielded me from one that's stronger than me. Right? We're not in a position to fight with these nations, you know. And so the Most High is going to have to really move in a way that's going to show everybody, even us, you know what I mean? So That's what we hoping for. That's what these messages are for. That's what these readings are about, to keep our people encouraged and primed along the way. The messages of hope to the scattered from the Dead Sea Scrolls. This is part 2. Go ahead and hit the like button and the subscribe button if you already have it, and the notification bell. Visit truehebrew.com if you haven't. Freshest Hebrew brand in the land. Want to thank everybody for your time and for your fellowship. And once again, if anybody got any music tracks or anything you want to send and want the family to hear, go ahead and send them to me through the email. Put that up real quick. Go ahead and close out, Brother Yash.
Yeah. I just want to thank everybody for being here for the reading of the scriptures tonight. Be encouraged, because even this little clip that we saw, it may be 3 years old, but it's showing you what the Most High has in store for us. He's showing us that these nations, they're ready, they holding on, but they know that they got to come bend the knee unto us. You know what I mean? So all these things is just a sign of what's to come. And remember, he told us that as he thought to do to our fathers, he's going to even bless us even more, and even more than that. So, it doesn't matter if they say it don't matter about what color is. No, it doesn't matter if the whole world is keeping all these their ways and their traditions. Let us just continue to have mercy. Remember that our people we're just bound up in confusion. But the Most High, he's going to break that chain off of us. And when he breaks that chain off of us, we're going to be ready to go. Just go on home and get up out of here. So, that's all I really got to say. I'm just thankful that everybody, I'm just thankful that y'all are in here, and we're all in this together, and we're reading this word, and we're all getting blessed and informed. And I think what I'm gonna do first thing tomorrow is go ahead and watch this thing again. Watch this reading again, because this one was it was really powerful.
Indeed, man. Thank you once again, Brother Yash. It's a lot of good information in them scrolls. Y'all haven't, like I say, I highly recommend it. But in any case, we're going to keep one another lifted up in prayer and encourage. All praises to the great Elohim of Israel. Much love to all you brothers and sisters. Shalom and blessings. Once again, see y'all on the next one. Shalom.